Hello students, today in this video we are going to start a new topic of grammar. The name of the topic is subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement is also known as with the name subject-verb concord. Let's see what this subject-verb agreement or concord means. Subject-verb agreement means that the number and the person of the subject must agree with the subject. Please read this carefully, what I have done. Subject-verb agreement means that the number and the person of the subject must agree with the verb. Okay, so these three things you have to keep in mind always when you have to do the subject-verb agreement. This will help you while doing editing or omission. Okay, so the three things are the number may be singular to plural, person, first person, second person and third person. When we talk about first person is I and we, singular of first person is I and plural of first person is we. When we talk about second person, so you is second person and this you we used in singular also and in plural also. When we talk about the third person is also derived in two forms, that is he, she, it as singular third person and they as plural third person. Okay, so when we have to keep in mind all these things, and the third thing is the verb, right? So which verb is used with which person and in which tense, that we have to keep in our mind always, right? Let's see rule number 1. First person singular, that is what? That is I, right? Takes singular and plural verbs, sometimes singular also, sometimes plural also. It also takes am with that. So when we talk about the present tense, right, and I want to write down a sentence with subject I, right? So I is a subject and verb is what? Go. It is something like that. In present simple, we have to use verb first only with the plural subject and I, and verb first plus s or es in with singular subject. So this you have to keep in mind always, right, when we talk about present tense here. So like this, I go, right? Second sentence is I am happy. I am happy. So am, as I told you here, this also takes am. So when it is telling something, you know, the being, it is showing something. So where I was sad yesterday, when we are using this in you know, we are telling something in past, so I was sad yesterday. Like when we are using this is in the form of is mr. In the category of is mr, in present tense we used am with I in present tense and was with I in past tense. Clear? And when we talk about the position, I have a pen. So again I have used here which verb? Plural verb or singular verb? This is plural verb, have. So I have a pen. So these things you have to keep in mind. Once again, see, first person singular, that is I, takes singular and plural verbs according to the tenses, according to the position, according to being or statement, right? Next one is rule number 2. The first person plural. The first person plural is which one? We have told you. So that takes a plural verb in all the tenses. In all the tenses that takes plural verb. For example, we go in present, right? We are happy in present. In present, when we are stating something. We were sad. So were is plural verb. We have a car. Have is a plural verb. So please take a screenshot of this, note down this, and please learn this, because that is going, this chapter, this subject verb Concord is going to be very helpful for you people for your editing tasks, right? Next one is rule number 3. So rule number 3 says the second person. When we talk about second person, that is you. In both of the forms, in singular form also and in plural form also, we use you as singular also, we use you as plural also. So that take what? That takes plural verb. I have written here. That takes plural verb in all the tenses here too. For example, you go. So this is telling us present simple, you go. You are happy, this is telling us state, you are happy. You were sad, this is telling, this sentence, you are happy, is telling the state in present, and you are sad yesterday, this is telling the state in past. You have a car, this is showing us the possession. So all in all the sentences I have used here plural verb with you, that is second person, with singular and plural in both of the cases. Rule number 4A is the third person singular, that is what? He, she and it. The third person singular I am talking about. Take a singular verb in all the tenses. He, she, it. They take a singular verb in all the tenses. For example, he goes. So as I have told you, verb first in plural and I, verb first plus s or es in singular subject. So this I am following here. So singular verb I have to use here with the third person singulars. He goes. He is happy, is I am using. She was sad, was I am using here. He has a car, has I am using here. It rains, verb first plus s or es I am using. It was raining, so was I am using. So all these verbs, this goes, is, was, has, rains, was. What is this? These are the singular verbs which we have to use with third person singular in all the tenses. Next is rule number 4, when we talk about third person plural. And what is that? Third person plural is which one? They. Clear? So with that, that takes a plural verb in all the tenses, like they go. Go. This go is plural verb, goes is a singular verb. Okay. They are happy. So go, are, they were sad, were, they have a car. These all verbs which I have underlined here, all these verbs are plural verbs. So please take a screenshot of this. Now let's see rule number 5, that is one of plus plural noun. So one of, when this group of word one of is given to you, with that plural noun is given in your sentence, there in that case you have to use singular verb there. Okay, so keep in mind, when there is one of given in the sentence, with that plural noun is also given, so there you have to use which verb? Singular verb. Let's see the examples. One of the girls, so one of, right? Then the girls, that's a plural noun. Then we have to use which verb here? Singular verb, that is was. Okay, in present it would be is, was singing. Second sentence, one of the birds was chirping. So same here, one of, then the birds is what? Plural noun, with that singular verb was and then chirping. Okay. Rule number 6 is, when there is long subject given to you, it may happen that is the subject is a group of words, that may be a phrase, or in some cases that may be a clause, right? It may happen that the subject we are talking about is given in one clause and another part is given in that helping verb you have to use in second part of the sentence in second clause. So how we have to do? Let's see. The chairs which I bought yesterday. So the chairs which I bought, here I am talking about chairs, right? Which I bought yesterday are very costly. So with chairs I have used what? Are, if you are talking in present. Okay. The woman whom I met in the market was my friend's sister. Now here the subject is what? Singular subject, woman, and in another part of the sentence, means in another clause, we have to use which one? The verb which is satisfying here, the verb which is applying here, that is with women we have to use was in past tense. That's quite easy, only you have to just take keep this in your mind, that's it. Rule number 7, when there is word introductory word, means the starting word of the any sentence is there. So THERE I am talking about. When the singular subject is there, you have to use singular verb. When plural subject is there, you have to use plural verb. Let's see the examples. There is no chair in the classroom. So it is not necessary always when there is there in the word, you have to use only plural or singular. It is not like that. It is what? It is. It depends on the subject. If it is singular, then you have to use singular subject, singular verb, sorry. If the verb is, subject is plural, in that case you have to use plural verb. See first one. There is no chair in the classroom. So here chair is what? Singular. That's why we have used here is, which is a singular verb. Next one is there are no chairs in the classroom. Now the subject has been changed into plural. So which is the helping verb I have to use? Are. So there are no chairs in the room. Next, there are 50 boys in the class. So 50 boys is what? That's a plural subject. So what we have to use? Are. There is one girl in the class. This is what? Singular. Then we have to use is. So please learn it. Next one is two or more nouns if are given as a subject. If we are using two or more nouns as subject, to what would be the criteria? Which verb we have to use? See, two or more nouns, for example, Ram and Shyam. So Ram and Shyam are different, right? So what is that? Plural. For that we have to use plural verb. But in some cases, like when we talk about bread and butter. So bread and butter what? That is a breakfast, right? So there we have to use is with that. But here in such cases we have to, where Ram and Shyam are two persons, that become two things. So in such cases you have to use plural verb with plural subjects. Shyam and his sister have gone to see a movie. So Shyam and his sister, and the verb is have. My friend and his father, two persons, then are meeting us tomorrow. Clear? Next one is, next rule number 9 is for distance and weight, etc. So distance and weight, etc. Whenever it is given in plural or singular, whatever it is given, you have to use only singular verb with this. For example, the 1,000 rupees is not a small sum, right? The 1,000 rupees is not a small sum. Next one, 3 kilometers is a small distance. Clear? 3 kilometers is a small distance. So here also I have used a singular verb is, and here also I have used this singular verb. So keep in mind, when there are distance and weight are given, you have to use singular verb with that. Whether the word given to you, subject given to you, may have the plural form, like rupees is given, kilometers is given, but be strict with this rule, you have to use only singular. Rule number 10 says, when two or more nouns make one unit, the verb is singular. As I have told you earlier too, when we talk about two subjects, right, then that case is different. Like Ram and Shyam are good friends. But here what is it? When two or more nouns make one unit only, one unit, this you have to take care. The verb is which one? Singular verb we used here. Like slow and steady wins the race. So this slow and steady is making one unit here. Slow and steady wins the race. Next one is time and tide we are talking about here. So time and tide goes in one direction. This is completing one unit only. So here what we have to do? Waits for none, right? Next one, the rise and fall was sudden. So here was sudden. So rise and fall, this is making one unit only. So this is what? Singular verb. Okay, like bread and butter, I have told you earlier, bread and water is a healthy breakfast. Rice and curry is a good food, like that. Okay, so please take care. Rule number 11 says each, every, either, neither, many, a. This is many, a. Take a singular verb. Okay, each, every, either, neither, many, a. They also take a singular verb. For example, each player was given a puppy. Every person is busy. Many a players has done this before. Either of the two is going to be selected. So each player was given a puppy. Every person is busy. Many a players has done. Here, although it is written players here, but if it is many a, you have to write down, use their singular verb. Either of the two. Right, when we see this two, you will get confused, like here we have to do, we are talking about two, so we have to do are, so that's wrong. But okay, either of the two is going to be selected. Take a screenshot and note down in your notebook. Next, talk about rule number 12 for today, and next we will do in our next videos. Rule number 12 says the two nouns qualified by each or every. If there is word each or every in the sentence, right, and even though connected by and, so these word is very important here, each and every, if these words are connected with and, word and, take a singular verb. For example, every boy and every girl. We are using here every boy, every girl, but these two are connected with the word and. So here also this type of subjects, they also take singular verb. Okay, you will say every boy, every girl, that is making plural, but that is not so. Every boy, every girl, and which is connected by and word, so there you have to use a singular verb. Okay, so that's all about for today. In our next video, we will go ahead with this subject verb concords. Till then, please learn these 12 rules, note it down in your notebook and try to solve the exercises. Thank you very much.